we have is, what would I do to fix the healthcare industry? All right, we'll have to brace ourselves, people. We'll have to brace ourselves. So, there's really no easy fix to the healthcare industry. What I will say, bringing in that word of the evening again, that buy-in, what would it look like if we created a community where people could actually reap benefits from just going outside and walking, or just going outside to help out within the community by any stretch of the imagination. Going to go check on the elderly people within the community. What would that look like? We have to create pathways for people to be able to get out of their regularly scheduled programs. A lot of people are just kind of in the stage where it's like, all right, cool. I wake up, I get the kids off to school, I go to work, I get the kids from school, I come home, and that's it. You know what I mean? A lot of people do not possess the time to get out and do the necessary things to prioritize their health. You know, what if at work, when you're at your place of employment, if you can go on break for a certain amount of time and actually have walks, employment walks. You know, everyone that's, if you work in a healthcare field, or if you work in a building where everyone is kind of stationary, I'm not really more so referring to like truck drivers and everything, they're out on the road. More so occupations that's stationary. Those occupations should be pushing for the employees to get out and have, walks. And with those walks, we can get like a watch or something to track how often someone walks. I mean, it's already watches to track those things now. But what if you could actually reap the benefits from it and have a certain amount directly deposited to your account just off you prioritizing your health and walking? What would that do for our healthcare community? That would help alleviate a lot of, let's say, the unexpected events. I think I was reading somewhere and it said a study where how much a half a mile of walk per day, I think for like 4 or 5 days a week, how it could affect your health moving forward. And like I said, I really don't recall the stat. I apologize. That's something to think about. That's something to really keep in mind. Back to community buy-in. So even with that, the goal is to create a community where work and living is possible and doable. Most people that live in the northern parts of St. Louis typically work St. Charles County, West County, South County, and maybe even Illinois also. What's up with the employment in the inner city? Where are all those jobs at? How would an Amazon warehouse look in North City? But guess what? I know how Amazon operates, just like anyone else would operate. I wouldn't want my place of business to be getting broken and, vandalized, and my trucks are tampered with. I wouldn't want that. So it goes back to, got to put them in an area where people feel safe. Commuters, a lot of the commuting, like I said, I'm also do transportation, and I see how I pick people up from this area, and they work 25, 30 minutes away from where I'm picking them up from. Yeah, if that's just your prerogative, shout out Bobby Brown, if that's just your prerogative, then I get it. If you have to go 25 to 30 minutes because that's really your only option, because there's nowhere in your community for you to walk to work or ride a bike to work, that's what we have to fix, people. People should be able to wake up, go to the dentist in their community, go to the doctor in their community, go work out in their community, go to the park in their community, buy a vehicle in their community, buy a house in their community, allow their kids to play in the community, go to church in the community. Speaking of church, within the inner city, the black church has went down tremendously. Not because people of color aren't preaching or reading the Bible or into the spiritual components of life. Who lives in the inner cities? You know, everyone's moving out. You know, it's only elderly people or, you know, people that's not really into going to church on Sundays based off their current situations. We have to revitalize everything within inner city America in order for the other components to level up with the redevelopment process. Walmart is not coming to no hoods. Targets are not coming to any hoods. Amazons are not coming to any hoods. McDonald's will stay. Taco Bell will stay. And a couple of chicken places will also stay. They're going to remain in the hood as long as we continue to just throw money in the hoods and we're not vandalizing those McDonald's. You know what I mean? I know we could see a Walmart. I know we could see an Amazon. I know we could see thriving churches. I know we could see thriving communities of people from all colors, all backgrounds. Like I said, I'm not on the side of any Democrats. I'm not on the side of any Republicans. I'm on the side of the people. And I understand why Republicans have to be on the side of Republicans and Democrats have to be on the side of Democrats. I get it. That's not what this is. I believe in collaborating with everyone to get the bigger picture out there on the forefront. And the bigger picture is people. You all. You all are the reason that I'm standing here. You all are going to be the reason that I fight for a redevelopment of all of inner city America. All right? So look, I know you all are starving, so I'm going to take another brief intermission, and you all will be able to chow down, all right?